Okay, throughout the history, the fashion has been widely used for social distinction. So we're human beings living in the society, and there are some people who'd like to differentiate themselves from others. Yeah, and they're really thinking that they're special and they're different. So in that case, if they are rich or if they are having very sophisticated eyes to see the art, and they are pursuing the beauty in their everyday lives. In that case, they really wanted to express what they care and what they value with their outfit. But in some society, like specifically right after French Revolution, yeah, and in 19th century in European society, like in French society, a decoration, especially the men's decoration, was highly prohibited. That means like people could not decorate, could not have a possibility, could not have their freedom yet to decorate themselves as they want. One example for the fashion for social distinction during the era when fashion was blamed and criticized was dandism. The dandism is the restrained elaboration of details in fashion. So that is very structured and uniform, like very restrained kind of structured suit of men's, but the decorations of the little details of each, all the details of those suits are the keys, hidden keys to separate, to distinguish oneself from the others. So that was called as dandism. But the wearers of those kind of suit, such as, for example, Count Montesquieu, he was French aristocrat, a noble people, yeah, who loved fashion, who loved arts, and who sponsored independent artists. And he had his salon, and he contributed for the development of art and for the pursuit of the beauty. Yeah, and all those kind of sophisticated manners and the ways to live his everyday lives were pretty much adopted by the people, yeah, who missed those ages. They could decorate themselves as much as they want, but when they're living on in these stages where decoration was criticized by the society, they had to hide the fact that they are decorating. So this suit was made 100% silk, fine silk, produced in Lyon. Yeah, and the cane that he's holding is decorated with the jewelry which has been worn by Louis XIV. Yeah, and the lambskin, the baby lambskin gloves, and the little the cufflinks, that was also jewelry, very fine jewelry, and everything that he has decorated with was very sophisticated and very refined kind of decorations that he could make. Okay, so now in Korean society, what do you think the meaning of luxury, the meaning of luxurious fashion in this society right now? Okay, you might have several different definitions, but I have found this quote from the Washington Post, and that was so fantastic. So I have brought here to read the sentence with you together. Okay, it's beautiful examples of rigorous modern tailoring of dressmaking with jackets that has molded to the body transform the elaborate process of dressing into the equivalent of pulling on an ultra glamorous. That was the expression by the media to describe about this show. Yeah, and I don't know. What do you think about the people who are wearing luxury? Some people might think that they are doing conspicuous kind of consumption, so that is something to be blamed by the society, like democratized society. But some people might think it's the personal choice of consumer, of the people, yeah, who might love the heritage or the value or the quality, yeah, of the product. And especially nowadays, younger generations are challenging the market of luxury to redefine the meanings of luxury. So they are going against the traditional kind of notion of what luxury is, like for to present someone's social class, yeah, to look like refined and to look decent, and that is not the language that the younger generations use. So in case, if you can see the cases, the examples of the fashion influencers like millennials or Gen Z influencers are wearing masks, having the big logo of Chanel, like Gucci, Chanel, kind of mask. They're wearing those masks, and they're getting lots of likes. Yeah, in that case, that is just a kind of very like different kind of ways to express who they are. Okay, class, have you heard of this expression? Where is the fashion at? Okay, so this is a not grammatically correct sentence, but this emphasize the meanings of the place, like at, like using the word at. So where is fashion at? So this describes the city, the most fashionable city in the world. So that was the most popular expression in the 20th century. Yeah. When like lots of countries are doing power games, we are the most influential fashion borns in America. So Roland Barthes has criticized pretty much about the American media and American society, yeah, who is always saying that this year fashion is in New York, this year fashion is in California, like in 70s when hippies were all around, and very influential kind of popular culture. And nowadays, like lots of fashion influencers like wearing Chanel mask are traveling all around to attend every fashion weeks, like in major cities. Yeah, but those kind of like presentations of the fashion images were pretty popular in 20th centuries, and it was very competitive kind of presentation between brands and between the cities as well. Specifically during 60s, when Roland Barthes was writing his essay, Beatles was very popular. Beatles has traveled all around the world, especially for the first, they visited the United States to give their American fans their concert and the performance, and that was so popular. And those kind of new fashion has introduced to American society, but American people, American media has mentioned that we have created new fashion with the mix of the American pop art culture and the ideology of the modes and youth culture has mixed to create a new fashion style. Yeah, and it is the case, pretty much the same as the jazz. That origin of the jazz is from French like society, yeah, and the variations and the adoption of the part of the culture has created a new culture, and that was what Americans were stressing, like emphasizing. So Roland Barthes mentioned that the expression fashion has come from America is very ambiguous, and it is half true and it is half false at the same time. That is what Roland Barthes had to point out, that the content of fashion cannot be indeed located in certain place. So this question is still relevant. Where is the fashion at? Because major fashion brands, high fashion brands are traveling all around to have their fashion weeks in major fashion cities. And there are some people who are blaming about and questioning about the necessity of these frequent and many collections, the same collections presented in so many different cities. This question has been raised recently due to the coronavirus again. People staying home, doing many things more efficiently. They could save money, they could save time, and they didn't have to go to school or go to their workplace. That means they could reduce the carbon footprint. That means that it's good for the environment as well. And in case of the fashion week should be presented by the all major cities. Is that necessary? Because we can view the collections online for free at any time. And the buyers are always saying that they want to meet the people, the fashion people, the real people from the brand, and they want to see the real actual piece of clothing, and they like to see and listen the sounds of the fabric and such things. But there could be many other options to solve those problems. They could have smaller scale like showcases and so forth. But so people are questioning what is happening right now due to these kind of new experiences they could have. Now we're going back to his idea of fashion and imitation. Fashion is imitation of certain style because imitation makes the fashion spread. As I said, fashion cannot be located in certain city, certain location, certain place, but fashion can indeed be located if it borrows a form or detail which existed already, still relevant and inspiring. Just as Audrey Hepburn's little dress that has been shown in the movie Breakfast at the Tiffany. And people love the elegant character of this character of Audrey Hepburn's character of this movie, but not the fashion itself. It is about imitating the outfit of a character and the values embedded in this character. So people might share her idea and internalize her idea that she has mentioned in the movie, like having clothes in elegant fabric and fits that I could wear in professional and social context.